Hi everyone, my name is James. I am the box office artist and welcome back to my channel. And I feel the weekends are a great time for me to teach you guys how to draw because, you know, a little bit extra time, you're off work maybe, or you have a little bit more time than you usually would. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to share with you some of my skills. And today is no different. Today we are going to start learning how to draw THANOS from Infinity War. Now, once again, this is a drawing I did back in October for Inktober, and this was one of my more popular videos, for sure. And I thought it'd be fun for you guys because this is a little bit different than some of the characters I've drawn before because this is one of those bigger, bulkier type characters to draw. And that, what's it called, that gauntlet that he's got on, that Infinity Gauntlet he's got on, that will be very interesting to try to put together as well. So once again, just like all my other videos or my other tutorials, I'm splitting this up into 3. This particular video is the layout portion, as I like to call it, the construction phase, where I actually go ahead and lay out the character first. The next video will be the finishing, and then the next video after that will be the lighting and the rendering. Again, for me personally, this is the most important video out of all of them. So if you're gonna watch any of these videos, this is the best one to watch, mainly because it shows you how to actually structure your character, and then you can finish it any way you want. So if you are interested, follow along as much as you can. The original time for the actual layout itself, it's only around like 15 to 20 minutes, so I haven't made up my mind if I'm going to speed that up yet or not, but I guess you're going to find out how much I'm going to speed it up right now. Here we go, drawing THANOS. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, as you see here, I am actually using a color palette lead. You've seen me use this many times in different videos. I usually either use a blue or a red. You do not have to use this particular pencil. Just regular pencil, drawing softly, will do the trick, okay? So as you see here, once again, like every other video, I am starting off with a skeleton, just trying to work out the pose. Notice two things, well, a few things. Notice how the shoulders and the hips, they kind of, you know, they're not parallel, they kind of converge together. You want that sort of conversion. And then drawing in the rib cage as well as the pelvis there. And now just filling in on top of the particular skeleton here. Now, this particular video here is not sped up that much, maybe about twice. Sped up twice, just so you could see exactly what I'm doing here, but feel free to pause and stop if you need to. Now, once again, filling in the muscles right on top here. Now, what really makes this particular character a little bit more beefy and like oversized, things to make that come across is the size of the head compared to the body and the size of the hands. Those are the two biggest things. So you want the head to be a little bit smaller than normal, and the hands and the feet to be a little bit bigger than normal, as well as the shoulders being a little bit wider than normal there. So as you can see there, I've roughed in the different muscles there, a little bit of guidelines for the face, and now just filling in the arm here, having that arm twisted because I want you to see the front of the particular gauntlet there. So just adding in all these little details, adding a little shade underneath just so I know where the top of the rib cage hits and then where the abdomen region is going to be. Okay, but again, with this whole thing being extremely loose, okay, being extremely loose with everything there. So, you know, taking a little break here, but in the meantime, so you guys saw the steps that I did to do that, pretty much the skeleton, then roughing in the pelvis as well as the rib cage, and then kind of building on top of that. It's like, you know, building with clay, really, you know, piecing on clay on top of the foundation. Okay, so the foundation has to be strong before we go ahead and add in all the extra little details. See? Okay, so now we're going to go in and add in some of those details. Let's go straight to the head. As I adjust the camera here, it's a good time to remind you, if you wanted a tutorial just on the head, I do have one of those, a couple of those actually, and those might be a good thing to try before actually going into this because the rules always apply the same. Proportions of the head, the eyes are always in the middle of the head. Okay, so that's why I draw a line in the middle. And for the most part, like the nose is like in between the eyes and the chin. But for an oversized character, for some reason, the nose is usually a little bit smaller and closer to the eye. Like an oversized character usually has a bigger upper lip. for some reason. In comics, that's what I find. Guys like the Hulk and the Thing, they usually have a bigger upper lip. But also a character like Thanos, he actually has a very prominent chin because he has all of those little details that go in his particular chin. So I elongated the chin just a bit than I usually would. Okay, because he has that really defined, squared off chin. Okay, so I'm just roughing in those particular details here, as well as the face, how I wanted things to go, adding in the nostrils as you see here, and just pretty much outlining that jaw and making sure it's strong. Okay, so Thanos has a pretty prominent big jaw, bigger than a regular human's jaw, so we wanted to make sure that was the case here. And again, we are doing the Infinity War outfit. Okay, so the one he wore in Guardians of the Galaxy and even Avengers, it's way more complicated than what I'm doing here. So actually, this is the way easier one to start off with. So I would suggest actually trying to draw this one first before ever trying to do the Guardians of the Galaxy version here. So make sure you get a lot of reference here. Get a lot of reference. Like this particular part of the outfit here, this is a metal plate. Okay, so it wouldn't necessarily follow the curves of the chest itself, right? You see how it dips in, so that's why I made it a little bit more roundish as it goes over the chest. Okay, so you got to think about all the different materials and how they would interact with the skin. Okay, so this part here, this part will be blue, and this part actually clings more to the chest, whereas for the gold plate that goes above the chest, it actually just kind of sits on top of the chest itself. Okay, so think about all those little costume details. Sometimes we ignore those things. Sometimes we just think about the lines and how that works, but you got to actually think about the materials and how they actually interact with the skin, like how clothing interacts with the skin. You got to think about how it would form around certain parts of the body here. Now again, drawing in the hand here, and as you see here, okay, just a fist turned upside down, but you notice how big that is. Look how big that fist is. You know, that and the width of the shoulders, that really gives an oversized character that real feel of being oversized. Okay, now I did have a tutorial on drawing oversized characters, okay, and you can go check that out on my channel. Go check out my tutorial playlist. As I continue to draw in little details on his face there, little parts on his jaw, you know, and then just, you know, adding the little details in his outfit there, and then now on to the gauntlet. You need reference, guys. You need reference for this gauntlet. It's very complex. There's so many little intricate details to this Infinity Gauntlet. Get as much reference as you can if you are attempting this. You know, you can try to follow me. You can try to follow me. I think I got pretty accurate when it came to actually drawing this gauntlet here. But you want to have as much as you can. Not even just one picture. Get it from multiple angles, because unless you actually have the 3D model in front of you, like an actually 3D practical model in your hand, it's hard sometimes to decipher which details, you know, and where they belong. Especially with something like this gauntlet. Like, there's so many little lines and they all interconnect. So you want to make sure that you get a lot of reference so you know exactly how those lines interconnect here. And it took me a while actually to figure it out. It did. It took me a while to actually look you know, at all of this reference and try to figure out where all the little lines are and how they interconnect, as you're going to see me do here in a bit. This is where I actually go pretty detailed in the layout stage. Usually you don't see me go pretty detailed, but especially because I was going straight to ink, I needed to know exactly where all of these lines are. So I get pretty detailed over here as you see me filling it in at this particular gauntlet. But notice the size of that forearm. It's a very big forearm, even bigger hand. Like, the hand is actually bigger than his head. You notice that. But again, that's all pointing to signs that this character is oversized. And over here, just drawing in where the lines will be, and then usually I will double line it. I will double line it once I actually figure out where the particular lines will be here. But a lot of little converging lines. This part actually took me quite a while to figure out, especially these little squiggles here. How these lines in this little particular area here, how they interconnect, how they go underneath each other. It's a lot of itty-bitty little details. Now, in all honesty, you could probably skip this altogether. You could just draw the oval and the triangle and then be done with it. Like, you don't have to actually go in and draw every single line. But you guys know me. I will actually go in here and draw every single line that I can just to make it work properly. So here I'm going, drawing in all of the little lines there. So you know, all of that little detail there, I don't remember if I went into a little bit more detail than that But that would be enough for me to go in with the ink pen and then do all the little intricate details with those lines, adding even more lines in there. And here, adding little indentations into the armor itself. Again, guys, looking back and forth with the particular reference. The reference, that's your guide, okay? And again, multiple angles. From one angle, sometimes things can get lost. Sometimes you don't understand a picture fully if you only see one angle. So if you can get multiple angles of everything. So that's not just the gauntlet. That's not just a glove or an outfit. That's human faces too. If you're trying to draw likeness, don't just look at one photo. Look at multiple photos, and that will help you a lot whenever you're trying to draw something accurately, and especially something as accurate as the Infinity Gauntlet needs to be. Now I'm going in here and adding in just a little bit where the details are going here. As you see there, like he has all these little lines here, trying to figure out if I'm going to add some veins to Thanos, because again, he's overly muscular, and trying to figure out all the little details. Here, his belt. Again, lots of detail in his belt itself. Now, again, I'm so happy that I'm not doing the Guardians of the Galaxy version, because, again, there's so much detail in that Guardians of the Galaxy version. If you are going for that, by all means, go for it. In this particular version, I'm glad he doesn't wear that little helmet and all those little details in his costume. Though, admittedly, I probably would have a lot of fun doing that particular version of the costume. But especially for you, if you are starting out trying to get through this particular tutorial, probably better. Less is more at this point. Less is more. Do the simpler costume, which is the one that we are drawing here. So as you see here, his knees coming forward to us a little bit. So think about it this way. The knees in front, the thighs right behind the knee. And right now I'm drawing in the particular knee pad right there. And we're only going to see a little bit of the other side of the leg. Okay, so we are almost wrapping up. We are almost done. The actual layout before I go in with the pen. We will talk about more. We'll talk more about that a little bit later on, but just strengthening these lines. But this is pretty much it. This is the layout. And there you go, that is the layout phase. Pretty simple, pretty standard pose. So I would love to see how you guys are doing with yours. Please don't forget to tweet me your progress. If you are trying to draw any one of my tutorials, please tweet me at BoxOfficeArtist, and I'll be more than happy to like it and retweet it for you. But thank you guys for watching. Now on to the next video, the basic finishing video, and that's going to be a lot of fun, so don't miss part 2. But if you are new to my channel, you looked around, you like what you see, well, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, well, I will be your friend for life. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best. Please do check out my online store, okay? Check out my online store where you could find pieces of original art I have for sale, as well as prints, as well as commissions. You could get all of that on your online store. Thank you to all of you who have bought something from my store. I really do appreciate it. But once again, you don't have to spend a dime. I'm just happy you are here watching my videos, especially since you are my friend for life. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best. My name is James. I am the Box Office Artist. I'm here to say keep drawing, and I'll see you all next time.